Hello. So, as you can see, I started moving stuff in here. Not a lot yet. But it's because it's freezing out, and so, oops, sorry guys. I haven't really moved a whole lot. So, also, it's like day 3 of me having the van, and I already lost the keys. But they have to be somewhere in my house, because I remember having them yesterday. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, so this is for Try Day Friday, which I explained before is like kind of like a little side thing I just decided to do just to experiment around with my channel. But so hopefully you guys like it. So please subscribe, watch them. This time I decided to do a story time. I've seen a lot of those on YouTube, and I thought they were kind of a cool little idea. So I decided to share just a couple little travel stories that I thought were funny. So maybe you guys will too. So, well, the first one I'll share is not really, I mean, it's funny now, hindsight, but at the time, it was a little scary. So when I was 16, I was doing a foreign exchange year in Germany, and I played like, one day a week I played like, just like basketball with some girls, and we had a little coach, and it was nothing big. But, so I had to catch the later bus home. So I was sitting at the bus stop, and since it wasn't right after school, it was like, just me. So I'm sitting there just minding my own business. I think I was reading a book at the time, and this guy comes and sits, like there's 2 benches. It's just like the bus stops in the US. Like there's 2 little benches inside the little shelter thing, whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm from the country. Anyways, so I was sitting there and he sits on the bench right next to me. And I was like, okay, whatever. So then he starts trying to talk to me, but he has a really thick accent. And so I was trying to tell him in my German, which wasn't the greatest, that I was having trouble understanding him. So then he proceeded to speak in English, which was just as bad. So he kept he's like, oh, you're so pretty. He was from Turkey, but he was living in Germany. So he's like, oh, you're so pretty. We should be friends. And I was like, oh, a little naive me. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we should be friends. Well, then he starts putting his arm around me, and he's like, oh, you're my girlfriend. I was like, wait, what? I was like, I don't even know your name at this point. Like, what is going on? So we were there, I don't know, it seemed like forever, but it was probably like 15 minutes. And I was getting like really anxious. I still had like 20 minutes, a half hour till the bus came. So all of a sudden these 2 guys pull up in this little car, and they started yelling at him in German, and I was just like traumatized. So I was like, oh my God, what's going on? So they were like telling me to get in their car, and I got in their car. And then as I'm sitting in the car, like I was talking to them in German, but my German was still kind of basic. So they were going to drop me off at the house I was living in, which was like probably like a 20-minute drive. So they did it, but then I was sitting there and I was like, oh my God, like I'm that person like in the movies that, oh Lord. But it turned out well. They dropped me off, and that was it, and that was the last I ever saw of them. But yeah, that's how sheltered and just oblivious to everything I was. Okay. Another story was, we were in Rome, and Sheena decided, it was me, Sheena, and another friend of ours. We stayed in Rome for a couple days, and then we ended up taking a Mediterranean cruise after our deployment. So we're in Rome, and Sheena decides, oh, hey, let's take a little Segway tour, like rent Segways and just cruise around this area of Rome and whatever. I'm like paranoid because I'm super clumsy. I'm almost 5'10". Like, I'm just super clumsy. So we get on there, and it took me a while, but I finally got the hang of it. So I was all excited. And Sheena and our friend are like whizzing around like this is like they own one or something. So I'm like, okay, I'm going down the hill, being all cautious. So I follow our friend. I don't even know where Sheena is at this point. She's just showing off on her little Segway, just doing whatever she does. And I follow our friend over to this other little area. Well, there was gravel. You gotta be there, dude. So there was gravel, and she like goes into the gravel. Well, I start following her, and then all of a sudden, like, her Segway, which she's like super tiny, so it's not like she's like 5'2" or something, like real tiny petite. She like, her Segway like sinks and like starts to like go crazy. Well, she tries to jump. She jumps off the back, and I don't know like if it tilted or something, but it starts to like come at her. And then she jumps over it to the front part, and it starts like running her over. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get off my Segway because, one, I was too scared at that point, and two, like, if I would've, you know, where if you like have to pee really bad and you're like, I can't move right now or I'm gonna pee myself. That's how I was. I was stuck on a Segway, like just rocking back and forth, about to pee myself in Rome. And yeah, that would have been epic. Oh my god. But anyway, so it was super funny. She got ran over by her Segway. Another story from Rome. Actually, we were in Vatican City, and there was this, I have to look it up. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a tower, like an overlook tower. And so the night before, it had rained really, really hard. And there was like, not flooding, but just a lot of water gathered in the basement of this tower. And we were waiting to go up top because then it overlooked like the Vatican. You could take pictures, and it was really pretty. But so we're standing down there, and there was a lot of people coming in. So I started to back up just to make more room. And all of a sudden, I feel this like pecking at my freaking ankle. I freak out because we're in this dark tunnel. Like, it's dark. Like, you can barely see anything. So I look down. I'm standing on a pigeon. Like, literally a pigeon. So I start, like, almost crying because I love animals. And this pigeon is just laying in this puddle, trying to, like, move. He can't move. He's, obviously something was wrong with him before I stepped on him, but I probably didn't help the matters. But so we're standing there, the three of us, and we're trying to talk each other into like putting it out of its misery, because obviously it was suffering. It was laying on its back, just its head moving. And so there was like a little rock there, and we were trying to talk each other into it, but we couldn't. And still to this day, I think about that little pigeon, and I'm sure he died shortly after that day because he looked pretty rough. But yeah, it was horrible. Oh god. Alright, so that story. So last year, I went to, sorry if I'm talking really fast, I'm just really excited. It's like actually nice out today, so it's kind of weird. And I'm sitting in my van. But anyways, so last year, was it last year? Yeah. Whoa, I guess, whatever. It was a little over a year ago. I went to India with my best friend, Lauren, who eventually you guys will meet. But we went to India for 3 weeks, and so the first story, I'm just gonna tell two. I'm just trying to keep it somewhat short. But so we were in Jaipur, I think, at this point, which was like our third stop. And we were in this little tuk-tuk, like, driving around. We hired a guy for the day to, like, take us around to just different sites and stuff, just to make things easier. But, so we're driving, and he's, like, thinking he's being all cute, like, talking. His English was really well, but he's, like, talking to us and just being all flirty, like, the, Rico Suave guy. And so Lauren and I are in the back, and we're talking because traffic is really bad. And I don't know if you've seen, like, pictures of India, people driving. Like, they know what they're doing, but I would never drive in India. It was just so, I was scared just being a passenger. But they know what they're doing. They're, like, weaving and honking. And so anyways, he's, like, looking back, talking to us. And all of a sudden, this truck in front of us stops. And the next thing I know, there's glass shattering, and this PVC pipe comes through the windshield and is, like, inches from Lauren and I. Like, we almost got impaled by this PVC pipe. Okay, maybe it wasn't that dramatic, but whatever. So we're sitting there, and I'm like, oh my god, we just almost died. And he's, like, laughing, just pushing the pipe back out through the window, and then just continues on like it's no big deal. So that was scary. Another story from in India. Oh, we went to this dance party, a moon dance party or something. It was like a rave. And it was, we had a couple drinks, not even a couple, I think we each had like a drink. And Lauren and I and two guys we met at our hostel, they were both from London, I believe, they came with us, so we're all just like dancing. We're probably the only sober ones, it looked like. And we're dancing, having a good time. So all of a sudden I keep feeling like, this guy is touching my bum. And I was like, dude, what the heck? So I pushed him away like twice. Well then, I was further out on the dance floor, and Lauren and the one guy disappeared, and that's a whole other story by itself. But, Lauren and the other guy were over dancing, and I don't know how I got further away from them. And all of a sudden, the same guy who, like I said before, I'm almost 5'10". This guy was probably like 5'4" at his best, like a real scrawny, like real skinny little guy. And so he's like, keeps like touching me, and I'm like, dude, stop. And he wouldn't stop. So I don't know why, I just punched him in the head. And, like, he just, like, looked at me like I was crazy, so I punched him again. Well, then, all of a sudden, Lauren comes out of nowhere. I don't even know where she came from. And she, like, shoves the guy, and he goes flying, and he's, like, mad at us. And I was like, dude, like, I kept telling you to stop. And he was doing, like, this scary, evil look. And I was like, oh, God, we're gonna die. But we didn't. So... yeah, we survived that one. Let me see, what else was there? Okay, so, on that cruise I was talking about earlier, so, Sheena and I, obviously, because we were dating at the time, we were sharing a cabin, and sometimes she comes up with the weirdest, like, she just gets these weird little things in her head, and she thinks, I think she has more faith in me than whatever, I don't even know. So we were in the cabin, we were getting ready, I think it was before dinner or something, we may have been drinking, I don't remember. So she was like, oh, let's do the dirty dancing move, where he lifts her in the air. And, okay, good, I was in the army, and I was in decent shape at the time, but still, I was like, and she's like, what, she's like 5'3", like, she's tiny, and I was like, just spit on myself. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So I was sitting on the bed, though, because the roof, it's not that high, So she goes to the other end of the cabin. I don't know why anybody trusts me this much. Oh, God. She goes to the other end of the cabin, comes running at me, like, full force, and it's not that big a space. It was probably, like, 12 feet, if that. Like, I don't even know. So she, like, leaps at me. I don't know what happened. I just pushed her. I pushed her. Oh, God, I'm the worst friend. I pushed her, and she flies onto the floor, knocks the air out of her, and then she's mad at me. Like, I'm sorry. Oh, my God. These people, I don't even know. But, yeah, so, come on now. Like, come on. Alright, and then the last story I wanted to tell, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it involves so I took my niece and nephew to the beach, to Atlantic City. We went to Philly to see my aunt, and then we went to Atlantic City and spent the day on the beach, and after that, we went to get some ice cream. And their boardwalk, it's like the wooden plank boardwalk, so it's like really nice. So we go in, I get both of them ice cream, and then I got myself ice cream. So I pull over onto this little bench, and we're sitting there so we can all eat our ice cream. I got them each like vanilla with sprinkles or something. Well, I got myself one of the waffle cones. And he was throwing a fit that I got a waffle cone and he didn't. So I hurry up and ate my ice cream because I was like, oh my God, I can't. Like, he was like mad at me, like wanted to trade. I was, no, dude. But so I ate my ice cream. Well, then, I don't even think I finished. I was just pushing him and eating it. He's like freaking out in the cart. There's a stroller. There's like the double seater. So he's like in the back seat. My niece is just sitting there, like, eating her ice cream, like, minding her own, like, she don't even care, it's all over her, whatever. So my nephew, like, I guess, I had undone his thing because he was getting ice cream on it, and I didn't strap him back in, but I didn't think it would be an issue. All of a sudden, he, like, leaps out of the stroller, and starts, like, rolling down the boardwalk, like, he lost his mind. His ice cream cone, I don't even know where that thing flew to. But he's like rolling down the boardwalk, just crazy dramatic. So I had to leave. Because, well, I mean, I didn't leave him there. That's not what I meant. Like, I'm trying to get him back in the car. Because, oh my God. Let's just say, like, I love my nieces and nephews. But I'm not parent material, like, at all. I don't react well to situations, and I just make it worse because I don't know what I'm doing. But anyways, that was just a few funny stories from my travels, since this is, like, my channel is primarily a travel channel. So I just wanted to share a couple funny stories with you guys while I'm packing my van for Friday. But yeah, so this Sunday is the drag show brunch, and then I don't even know what I was just looking at. There's like little fuzzies floating around. Sorry. Oh God, I see it. Anyways. And then next week sometime I'll be leaving, so I'm super excited. Yeah, okay, bye.